All right. Well, hello, everyone. This is my first President's Address. And first, I'd like to thank Pam Magyar. Not sure where Pam is, but she's past president and now the board chair. So thanks for your guidance and support over the year as you helped me transition into this role. Thanks, Pam. So I wanted to start with a personal story because, frankly, it's kind of surreal to me that I'm standing here today in front of you as the president. Looking back, I never dreamt that I'd be in this position. When I look back at the beginning of my career, fresh out of university, I took a job at a very small financial planning practice. An RFP named Russ Doherty hired me. I remember early on that he was out one day and a client phoned in, wanted me to provide them with their RSP plan number. I explained that I was new there. I said I'd get it for him and call him back as soon as possible. I spent the next several hours spinning my tires, not knowing what he wanted or how to get that information for him. What was this plan number that he was talking about? Not wanting to make a mistake, I then decided just to wait for my boss to return to the office so I could explain the situation. To my great embarrassment, Russ explained that a plan number is simply an account number. Client literally just wanted me to give his account number, and I couldn't even figure that out. So I laugh now at that because it's so basic, but here's the thing. You don't know something until you know it, until it's been explained to you, until your eyes are opened up. You need to put yourself in those situations to have your eyes opened. And so that's what I think that this organization does so well. About a year later after that, my boss sent me all on my own to the 2008 Symposium in Regina, Saskatchewan. Here we are at number 23, which is cool. Go Riders, if any Regina people are out there, Saskatchewan folks. So I had a little bit of experience by then, being about a year into my job. I mean, I'd figured out what an RSP plan number was, so I was well on my way, but I was still extremely intimidated at that time and frankly a little nervous about going to a symposium all on my own. Would I make a fool of myself? Would the presentations go over my head? Some of them certainly did. Would I get anything out of it? I absolutely did. To my great surprise, I was welcomed with wide open arms. I had a fabulous time. I had so much to drink. And I did probably make a fool of myself more than once, especially on the dance floor, but it was all in good fun. And I remember just talking to so many very experienced advisors and planners who just wanted to give me guidance and give me career advice and encourage me to be curious and ask questions and to have the confidence to say you don't know something when you don't know the answer. That was one thing that I learned pretty quickly from the symposium, that it was okay to say that. But they let me know that I could lean on them for support, and I did. Then I went to the next symposium, and the one after that, and I kept going, and since 2008, I've only ever missed one symposium. That was actually the Winnipeg one, so I'm excited to go there next year. And along the way, I would say many of the people in this room became friends, and I felt like the IAFP became my family. And I learned a lot along the way. And then one day I became one of you. I remember the day I heard that my financial plan had passed. I was shocked because it passed on my first attempt, and I was not expecting that. That was the last thing that I needed to do to become an RFP. And when I got home from work and I saw my wife, I gave her a big hug, and I literally started to cry a little bit. I was just so overcome with emotion. I'd wanted to become an RFP since my boss had first told me that that's what you had to do if you wanted to be among the best. So on that day, it felt like I'd achieved a big goal. I'd wanted it for a long time, and I felt like I'd made it. But it didn't happen overnight. It took years of experience and years of curiosity. But you keep learning and leaning on the advice of those in this community. And I would say our phenomenal members forum. And it really helps over time. Then a few years ago, I was nominated to join the board, which again I wasn't expecting. Shortly thereafter, I was asked to become the Symposium chair, which I've now very happily passed off to Matt, and Matt's doing just a great job. And now today I'm standing here as president, which is an incredible honor. One that I really never would have imagined to be a possibility when I first went to my first symposium, with all that fear and trepidation. So the reason I'm sharing all of this is because I hope that you use my story as an inspiration. Send your juniors to this event. I'll be doing the same with my associate Jordan next year, introducing him to this network. Jen and my partner, if you're out there, we're going to invite Jordan next year. If you yourself are hearing this and you're a new planner, then don't be afraid to join us. You know, we still have that same family atmosphere, collaborative environment that helped me to get to where I am today. And I don't mean getting here today as president, but more so in my career as a financial planner. I would say everyone here just wants to do the best work for their clients as possible. And we all want the best for our industry as well. So I'd say lean on us and we'll help to get you where you want to go. And as far as where we're going as an organization as well, I'm really, really excited about the future. And I do have an important update that I want to pivot into here right now. So I'll start by just saying we're going to start saying the F word around here. We're going to say it quite a bit, I think. Seriously though, this past year we've been doing some really important work. One of the initiatives that we've undertaken as an organization has been the work of what we called the Fiduciary Task Force. We brought together members from a variety of different business models and practice settings. The task force worked very closely with the regents of the IAFP to answer a vital question. What does fiduciary mean for the IAFP and for the RFP designation? As many of you know, fiduciary can mean different things depending on who you ask. So we realized it was essential for us to not leave our definition up to speculation. So as part of this process, we reviewed our Code of Professional Ethics, our Professional Standards of Practice, and our annual member attestations to ensure that they fully reflect this. As part of this process, we've also enhanced and clarified our requirements for compensation disclosures. I would say that this work was very collaborative. We reached out to our membership throughout the year with emails and forum posts, and I thank those of you who provided input and shared your feedback because that input did help to shape the outcome. And this isn't just a technical change either. I believe that it's a statement about who we are. It tells our clients and our peers and the public that the IAFP stands for the highest level of professionalism, ethics, and client-first practice standards. And for the IAFP members in attendance, we'll be discussing this further at our AGM later today, where you'll have the chance to hear in more detail and share your thoughts. So thank you to the task force members, to the regents, and to all of you who contributed to that process. Together, we've strengthened the meaning of fiduciary for the members of the IAFP. Once again, the IAFP has reinforced the integrity of our profession. Once again, the IAFP leads the financial planning profession into the future. Thank you very much for listening, and enjoy the rest of the symposium. Thank you.